let's have a look at what is a language isolate. And at the end of the video, I will give you all an explanation that I find most logical about their existence. Basically, language isolate is a language family with only one member in it. So, out of all the known languages, most of the languages belong from some or the other language family, meaning most of the languages aren't completely unrelated and have at least one language related to them, if not many, which can either be living or extinct. And on the other hand, language isolate is the one which has no relation with any other language out there, which can either be living or extinct. So, language isolate might appear to be fascinating at first as they are unique, but they are not really mystery of some kind. A language not belonging from a family can possibly have multiple explanations. So, the first possible explanation for this is that it actually belonged to a language family in the past, and because most of its or all of its sister or cousin languages got dominated by some other language from different language family, so the surviving language appears to be an isolate, as we don't really have any evidence for those extinct languages which were related to the isolate. So, the second possible explanation for this could be that language that appears to be an isolate today managed to dominate over its own sister or cousin languages and became the only surviving member of its family. Now let's have a look at third explanation, which is most logical explanation in my opinion. Language isolate can possibly have related languages which are still around or are well known but extinct. That means if you think about some language isolate, it is probably related to some other well known language out there, which can either belong from some family or is a language isolate. And the main reason that linguists are unable to establish relation between an language isolate and some other language is not really because they are unrelated, but mainly because they shared a ancestor language in distant past. And when the ancestor language got split that long time ago, not just the vocabulary but even the core features of the languages diverge. As all the humans in this world are genetically related, conventionally, we won't be wrong to assume that all the human languages are related as well. And this idea leads us to the thought that language isolates are related to other languages from some language family and other language isolates as well. Basically, all the languages are related. But it's not impossible for a group of individuals to get isolated from a larger group and create their own language. For now, it's difficult for us to figure out which groups got isolated and ended up creating their own language in isolation, as we don't really have any evidence now. But, and yes, that's what a real language isolate is. And others, they just appear to be one.